ሰላም ነው ቤታችሁ ኑሮ ህይወት የእግዚአብሔርን ቃል አብረን እንካፈላለን አጭር ሐሳብ ነውና ኤፌሶን ምዕራፍ 2 ላይ ያለ አንድ ሐሳብ አለ ማንም እንዳይመካ በስራ አይደለም ይላል ማንም እንዳይመካ በስራው አይደለም የሚያስመካ ነገር የለም አንቺን ሁላችንም አሁን ስላለንበት ነገር ስለምናልፍበት ስለሚሆነው ነገር ስለምናደርገውም ነገር የሚያስመካ ነገር የለም ከአንተ የሆነ ከአንቺ የሆነ ከእኛ የሆነ የተደረገ የሆነ ነገር የለም ሊያስመካን የሚችል አንዳች ነገር የለም ይላል
ስሜ ተሚማ ይባላልው የተወለድኩት አርሲ ነገሌ ነኝ አሁን ያለው ሻሸመኔ
My name is Tamima. I was born in Arsi Negele and now live in Shashemene. My marriage was a painful chapter. My husband told me he was leaving to find work, as a good husband's duty, so he could provide for me and the children. But his promise was empty. He left, and he never came back. It has been 4 agonizing years since he abandoned my children and me to face this world alone. We live inside a livestock compound and the stench is constant and overwhelming. This is not a home, it is a pen. I have 3 precious children, Amanuel, who is 13, Adugna, who is 8, and little Belize, just 5. I have spent 4 years in a state of desperation. I have chased after neighbours and strangers, begging for a scrap of kindness. I have stood at their doors, humiliated, asking for food for my babies, for a worn uniform, for a notebook so my children could just try to learn. Every day is a struggle to maintain a shred of dignity. I have scrubbed floors and washed clothes in countless homes, enduring pain and fatigue, all while begging for the clothes on our backs and the food in our stomachs. I have made it this far only by the grace of God and the occasional kindness of strangers. But my resources are gone. My greatest fear is not for myself, but the gnawing, paralyzing reality of hunger for my children. A person must eat to live. My children are suffering terribly. They are withering away before my eyes. I desperately want them to learn, but they are growing up as the least among their peers, their education a constant casualty of our need. I am a strong woman. I am healthy. I finished 10th grade and I had dreams. My father placed so much hope in me, hope I dreamed of repaying. I never imagined I would face such crushing failure, yet here I stand. I have been deeply wounded, not just by abandonment, but by the relentless physical toll of survival. Carrying babies while washing heavy loads in strangers' homes has destroyed my body. My kidneys now ache with constant pain. Despite the wounds, the empty pantry, the relentless pain, the years of begging, my spirit is not broken. I refuse to lose hope as long as I have my health. I know I can work and change our lives. I can endure the pain, the shame and the struggle if it means just one thing, my children growing up educated and fed. If I can successfully raise them, that will be enough. That will be my victory. Thank you for traveling this far. Thank you for seeing the reality of my children. Thank you for visiting me. May God give back to you everything you have given us. My name is Adanech Bansha. I have 4 children. Living with them has been a constant struggle, marked by a feeling of being a perpetual stranger in sorrow, with no one to defend me. Just last year, while pregnant with my youngest, the toilet was locked against us. We were forced to use plastic bags, and I endured the humiliation of constantly disposing of the waste. My spirit was crushed. Yet, through it all, I was serving the Lord. I prayed bitterly, asking God why my life was so hard. I was told to move into a room, but when I arrived, the house was soaking wet. The owner had only intended for me to build a fire to dry it out, not to live there. I gave birth soon after moving in, and immediately I was told to leave. In just 1 month, I was told to vacate 4 different homes. I have been relentlessly wandering. The house I live in now is beyond my means, costing 2,000 birr, and the communal toilet is a source of intense odour. My soul is deeply injured. I cry out and pray constantly, asking, I am a human being. Why can't I live with the same freedom as everyone else? I am unjustly prevented from renting a better home in the area. People say, she cries out, we won't rent to her. But I cannot stop praying. Prayer is a gift given to me by God. I know more suffering awaits, and there is no one to help me. I desperately need assistance. I have a high moral drive to work and even help others, but I have no means of starting. When I took my infant son to the hospital, he was diagnosed with malnutrition and given vitamins, but they were soon cut off, and his health regressed. My deepest plea is for someone to see my inner wound, the injury to my conscience, and help me. This has been my long-time prayer. From the very beginning, I have been a refugee because of my faith. I am known only as a poor, powerless woman living in a stinking house, but I am waiting for God to come and change my story. Being forced to urinate in a plastic bag and dispose of it is a profound injury to one's conscience and mind. My long-term dream is for God to provide a house, a place where He will be glorified, where my children can go out and return in peace, and where I won't be disgraced. I want to work and engage in trade. I started with a small street vending business, but I lack the capital to grow. If I were given a means to start, I could expand my stall into a small shop. If I am helped, I also want to serve others to the extent God enables me. My children's education has suffered. Some dropped out of school last year due to my lack of funds. They are also severely stunted from the lack of food. It would bring me great joy if my 3 older children could receive notebooks, clothing, and food, and finally be able to return to school.
My name is Yosef Wario. I have 5 children, and despite my dedication to my ministry, I am unable to earn enough money to meet their most basic needs. For us, every day is a testament to the idea that our lives are sustained by miracles. I am a servant of God, devoting my time to Kal Hiwat Church. But while my faith is strong, the foundation of my family's financial stability is not. My wife, who dedicates herself entirely to raising our children, does not work outside the home, and the hardship this creates is immense. The children, unaware of the full weight of our struggles, come to their mother with simple, desperate requests for a pair of shoes, for new clothes, or simply for more food, only to be met with the painful truth that we cannot afford it. We are asking for an opportunity. My wife and I have the ability to work and the drive to build something for our children, but we lack the initial support, the starting capital, to lift ourselves out of this daily struggle. If an organization could help us, I have a clear vision for self-reliance. I want to focus on livestock. I could start a modest ox and chicken farm, breeding and raising them to create a sustainable source of income. This is a business we understand and can manage. We thank you for taking the time to visit us and see our truth. We offer our deepest thanks. Their presence alone is a light, and the possibility of their support gives us the strength to keep fighting for the future our children deserve. God bless you.
ስሜ ቀበሌ ገለቶ ነው የሚባለው። እግዚአብሔር ስም ይባረክ።
Praise be to God's name. My name is Kabale Galeto, and my life was once consumed by hardship. I have one son, but even he was suffering from hunger inside our own home. I could not go out to work because I had no one to leave him with. Consequently, We were both tormented by starvation here. The stress was so severe that I suffered a mental breakdown. But God, using you as His instrument, protected me from madness and death. May God be praised, and may God bless you all for the initial relief you brought us. Before, my food basket was an empty plastic bag. If I found lunch, there was no dinner. If I found breakfast, there was no lunch. But now I can bake injera and eat right inside my own house. My home now holds food. My son, too, has changed. He has grown and improved dramatically. Before, when he would say, "Mother, I'm hungry," I would be lost, unable to act. Now when he says, "Mother, I'm hungry," I don't panic. I take food out of the basket and feed him. My spirit is deeply at peace. There was a time when I used to hear of someone's death and wish I could die too. My son was like a prisoner, confined to the house, and because I had no one to care for him, I was unable to go out and work. I had no way out. Sometimes when he saw me lamenting, he would comfort me, saying, "Mother, don't worry. God has a day for us." That day has finally arrived for us. I cannot find the words to express this change. The fact that I have food in my home is a huge transformation for me. In addition to the food, I was given a loan. With that money, I bought and bred sheep, and I bought a bull calf, fattened and sold it. With the profit, I bought another heifer that is now ready to conceive. My son has also been working. With money people gave him, he bought and raised chickens, furushka, and sold them. Now, we are planning to sell all of our assets and move to something better. My son is thinking about his future. He asks, "What can I do to change my life? What work suits my abilities?" He is so happy. He currently has 20,000 birr in cash, and the animals he owns would sell for about 30,000 birr. Everyone says he is capable of running a shop. He has an incredibly quick mind. He never makes a mistake with calculations, all done in his head. He is so bright. Up until now, my worry was always focused on him, but now I know he can work for himself. However, he cannot yet manage the livestock alone. I am the one who ties and unties the animals. If an animal were to charge him, he could not defend himself. I have struggled intensely to protect his mind and well-being. I am getting older and weaker. God sent you to me, as I have no one else to help. It would also be a blessing if he could receive medical care. My son constantly tells people if I could get a shop I can sit and sell while doing the calculations. He has always wanted a shop. My name is Wedinesh Falaha. Before this opportunity, I worked as a domestic labourer, but the work was inconsistent. Sometimes I found it, and sometimes I didn't. Consequently, I could sometimes feed my 2 children, but often they went to bed hungry. Even 1 or 2 children are an overwhelming burden when a person has nothing. Then I heard about a registration happening at a church in Cerise. I rushed there and signed up. God intervened. I was granted monthly sustenance. For the very first time, my children had enough to eat, and I did too. Praise be to God. Next, I received a business loan, and with that capital, I started my own enterprise. Now I am working, and I live peacefully, both in my home and with my community. God raised you up for me. I always had the drive to work in trade, but I simply lacked the means to start. Now, my children are attending school properly. I have seen such an enormous change. When I started my business, I began contributing to an ekkabe, finally standing equal with others. God bless the work I started through you. Everything has been fulfilled. My house is full. I bought household goods, including a sofa. I have been blessed through my work. May God bless you. My children now eat 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Before, they often went to sleep on an empty stomach. My trade is in used clothing. I buy inventory from Hawassa and travel to places like Adaba, Asasa, Kofele, and Kore to sell. I am constantly on the move, dedicating my full time to the business. Even when I am home, I am washing, sewing, and ironing to prepare for the next market day. I am no longer struggling. I am working diligently. I participate in an EDARE, social safety net group, and I live harmoniously with my community. I save my profits, and I am living a good life. My former life was filled with much suffering, difficulty, and constant challenges. But now God, working through you, has lifted me up and helped me. I have experienced growth upon growth. May God bless you abundantly. My name is Abezash Teferi, and my daughter is Kidist Bergen. My husband left me when my daughter was very young. At the time, I was supporting myself by selling beans out in the scorching sun. By chance, I happened to be near the church where Biruk serves. He found me and connected me with this organization. After a short while, the aid arrived in my name. However, at that time, I had moved to a new neighborhood called Zero Asa and didn't have a phone, so they couldn't find me. For a full 6 months, the aid being sent in my name sat with Henok, who was in charge, unable to find its intended recipient. Due to this situation, Henok started scouring the city on a motorbike, trying to find me using a photograph. Later, the photo was enlarged and brought to the church where Biruk was. Then, one of my neighbors saw my picture and said, "This girl used to be in our neighborhood, but now she has moved to a place called Zero Asher." She called me, and when I went early in the morning, both Henok and Ephraim were there. They handed over the accumulated 6 months of aid to me without keeping a single item back. Thank God, after that, I stopped selling beans. I was eating and drinking well, and they kept coming to visit my daughter, providing us with grain and other essential items for our living. They supported us all the way until my daughter grew up, and now she's a young woman. I feel like a whole person now. I even started paying my own rent on time. They brought me from a life of walking around in the scorching sun, selling beans, to this peaceful life. May God abundantly bless you all. I wanted to work, so I asked them to give me money for a business. They happily added extra money to the gifts they gave me. I took the money and started an injera business. I bought a griddle, mitad, a water tanker, eroto, and all the equipment. I sometimes sell up to 200 injera, and sometimes up to 250. If the market is good, I can sell 300. And I even started contributing to an EQUB, saving circle. I am also in a weekly ekab of 500 birr. With 20 people, I'm due to receive about 20,000 birr. I'm also in another ECUB for 5,000 birr. and this is my daughter's sweet contribution. She said that, "This is my specialty and eat before you leave."